Okay, so you've read the Elite Blog Academy reviews online, but you're still wondering, is it right for you? Hey, I'm Candace with smartmomblogger.com, and in this video, I am going to talk about 3 reasons why Elite Blog Academy might not be right for you. So these 3 reasons, if you can relate to these 3 reasons and you think that they describe you, then you should probably not invest in Elite Blog Academy. So here goes. My number 1 reason is if you cannot commit to consistently learning the program, then you might want to reconsider purchasing. And so what do I mean by that? Well, there really is no time frame. Like, you don't have to complete it within 6 weeks or 4 weeks or 2 months or whatever. You really can go at your own pace. And in fact, in Elite Blog Academy 3.0, which is this latest version, it really is, the whole process has been kind of revamped to where each person can really set their own pace, so that later more advanced modules are not even unlocked until you complete the foundational pieces of the program. So with that said, you really can set your own pace. However, if you are unable or unwilling to commit time consistently, I would say, at least weekly to learn the program. And maybe you have something going on in your life right now and you can't start for like another month or something. That's fine. What I'm really talking about here is consistency. And with this point and with all 3 points in the video, these are really things that I struggled with and that I thankfully learned to overcome. So that's why I'm sharing them with you, because if you think that you're not going to be able to overcome these, then you really should think long and hard before you do the investing. So going back to this point, one of my, business mentors, Tim Ferriss, he's a really great online marketer, but he said once, if it's not on the calendar, then it doesn't exist. And so that is my tip for you to combat this point. And really it's for anything in your blogging world or your personal world too. If you don't put it on your calendar, then it's probably not going to get done because it doesn't have a priority in your life if you're not, scheduling it in there. So if you buy this course and then just don't do it, it's not going to do you any good. And I know you're probably going like, duh, Candace, that's common sense. But, it happens. It happened to me. I'm sure you've signed up for courses before, maybe even free courses, that you just let collect virtual dust and you don't do anything with it. So Elite Blog Academy is not some magical thing that rains down over your computer and your blog and magically makes it, successful. You have to do the work. And in order to do that, you really have to commit to consistently learning and applying the lessons and the program. So I would say if you can schedule in half an hour a week even to learning and applying the program, then you can do it. Obviously, the more you're able to allocate to learning the program, the faster you're going to progress. But at minimum, an hour to an hour a week, then slow and steady, you will get there. But if you cannot commit to that because, if you cannot think, okay, I can make an extra half an hour in my morning or in my evening or during the baby's nap time or whatever it is, if you can't commit to that, then you probably should not invest at this time. Okay, so tip number 2, actually not tip number 2. This is not a tip video. I always do tip videos, so that's why I'm like so used to doing tips. But point number 2, why you should not buy Elite Blog Academy is if, and let me get my notes because I can't even keep 3 points straight in my head without my notebook, if you have this know it already mindset. And this is something I struggled with as well because I have a background and I do have experience with blogging and online marketing and web design. So some of the modules are things that I thought I knew already. Ruth Sukup talks about in the program how to write a blog post and things like that, where I felt like, yeah, I know it already. And so I was very tempted to just skip over those. Thankfully, I checked myself when that was happening and I'm like, hey, I invested in the program. Let me just give it the benefit of the doubt and go through all of the lessons. And let me tell you, I am so glad that I did that because even though I felt like I already knew how to do this stuff, when I took the time to go through the lessons and actually work through the modules, I had so many aha moments that, on just foundational pieces that I thought I already knew everything about, that it served me so well. So if you can get over that, then you'll be okay. But if you really are stuck and stubborn, and maybe you have some experience, or you feel like you're already a good writer, or maybe your blog already has some traction, so you can feel like you feel like you can skip over some of those, and you are just too stubborn in that regard, and you don't think you're going to be able to get over that, then I would say you might not want to invest, because again, you're going to be missing out on some of the best foundational content that has the power to really transform your blog. So point number 3, this is the last point, why you might not want to invest in Elite Blog Academy. And this is what I like to call squirrel syndrome. And just by the name of it, I'm sure that you might have an idea what I'm talking about. Squirrel. Oh, so the shiny object syndrome, it's been called. And we all go through it, especially us bloggers and moms, because there's so much, vying for our attention. And so I'm not saying that if you've ever done that in the past, then you shouldn't do it, because we all suffer from that. It's kind of impossible not to. I mean, every time you open Facebook, there's going to be, an ad in your news feed telling you about some new fancy way to get 1 million email subscribers, or there's going to be some new thing on Pinterest that talks about a shortcut to, making income with your blog or something. And so if you are going to be unable to keep yourself from getting distracted by those things and abandoning your work plan and your progress in the course, then I would say think twice, because you really do need to commit to this program. It is the only program that I've seen, blogging program, that really covers the entire gamut of stuff you need to know to set the foundation for a successful blog, to grow an audience of true fans, and to monetize your platform in a responsible, sustainable, and scalable way. It's like the only thing I've seen that just covers it all. So if you are going to be too easily distracted, since I'm sure your time is limited already, being a busy mom, if you're unable to really just shift that mindset and say, hey, I'm going to commit to this, I'm going to put on my blinders for all that other stuff, if you're unable to do that, then you really need to think twice about investing in the course. But I will say, before I end this video, Elite Blog Academy is fantastic. I 100% highly recommend it. And yes, it is a substantial investment, but you will, if you follow the course and if you complete the course and apply it, I have no doubt that you will make back your investment and much, much, much more as you go throughout your blogging career. It's going to save you so much time and frustration and just craziness. And honestly, it might even save you from giving up, because sometimes those frustrations and those roadblocks are just too much and we will just give up. I know that's almost happened to me many times. So that's all. Those 3 things are, if you can overcome those, then I say really those are the only reasons why you might not want to buy Elite Blog Academy. So if you think I just can't get over those, then really you might not want to make the investment. But if you can, if you've listened to this video and you feel like I can do that, I can get over those, then I 100% recommend it. And I do have my my link, it's my affiliate link in the description below the video, or if you're watching this on my blog, it's there on my blog. And you can definitely click through there and get on the waiting list. It is only open once a year. And so that's your only chance to get in for the whole year. So if you really want to make this year a great year for your blog, a life-changing year for your blog, then I think it's worth it. So that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I will answer them as best as I can. And I will see you on the next video or on the blog. Talk to you soon.